Welcome to Park Center High School for Tri-Metro Conference Baseball today. The Cooper Hawks paying a visit here to Park Center Columbia Heights Maranatha, the three-team co-op. They are off to a 2-1 start. Cooper has gotten 5 games and a 1-4 record for them, as you see the two head coaches meeting with the umpire at home plate. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Drew Keogh. And these teams, both part of the Tri-Metro, the Park Center, Columbia Heights, Maranatha, kind of going with the conference that Columbia Heights is in for baseball-wise, which is this Tri-Metro, and Cooper joined it a couple of years back as well. So, and a good afternoon for baseball. We had plenty of rain overnight and everything, Drew, and kind of wondering at that time, you know, are we going to be playing for sure? And by the time in the afternoon, we're sunny and about 60 degrees.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for baseball. Not a lot of wind. I think my neck's going to get a little sunburned, but that's all right. Here, no clouds. And I remember telling my son last night, he's thinking his tennis match is going to get canceled today. I said, I think the forecast calls for it to be pretty nice in the afternoon, and that's what it turned out to be. So, beautiful day for baseball here in Brooklyn Park.
Cooper will get the chance with the bats first, of course, as the visitor here today. And the lineup for Rob Eberle and the Hawks looks like this. Matthew Girding in center will lead it off. Then Owen Vetter, the pitcher. Wyatt Dean at shortstop. Arlo Meyer at third base. Then it is the right fielder Simon Gullickson. Chris Giroux, the catcher, hitting in the next spot. Then it's Jack Berry. Davion Dotre, the DH. And Jorge Alvarado, the first baseman, will hit in the 9 slot for Cooper. Again, they won their first game and then have lost the next 4. And for PCM, as they go by now, it's Adam Asen at third base. Shortstop is Nevin Johnson. Jason Knutson at second base. And Will Corshane at first. Gavin Jessen in left field. Center field manned by Nolan Schneider. Evan Gothals in right field. Kennedy Kapp is behind the plate. And doing the pitching for the Pirates is Bo Bratch. The righty will get the call on the hill. And Drew, they made some improvements here at this park a little bit too. They've got new foul poles, they've got new windscreen in left field, and they're going up with some in center field as well. Going to be having new batter's eye. It's only partially done, but some improvements, and the Twins Community Fund is a big part of that. Gave them a grant and also helped them with some equipment like pitching machine and home plate tarp as well, and some more things like that. So, you know, you got the left field windscreen, you got the foul poles, and so Twins Community Fund, as we said, a big part of that. And then they also got some help from some right around here. Brooklyn Center, Legion Post 630, Palmer Lake VFW 3915, Columbia Heights VFW 230, Crystal VFW Post 494, and then the Northwest area JCs also contributing and kind of sprucing up the ballpark around here a little bit. And some of those things are things you don't think about right away, but, you know, the batter's eye, especially when you've got traffic going by, you know, in the background and everything, some of those things really make a difference in terms of being able to really see the baseball when you're batting and those kind of things. So they're definitely getting used to that.
Yeah, anytime you see investments into the ballpark, it's nice to see. And even the backstop here, it's got a nice little padding there. The ball won't bounce off a post and go to the right or the left. It'll actually have a true bounce straight out. The netting on the fence out in the outfield is fantastic. It just adds a little branding. The green and yellow for Park Center, of course, might not be Maranatha or Columbia Heights, but it's Park Center. That's where we're playing. Seeing the Pirate Pride or Pirate Park, giving a little branding. Batter's eye in center field will be nice. It's one of those things you don't appreciate until you're actually at the plate and see a ball come in, and then all of a sudden there's a double wide Minneapolis bus out there, and you lose the ball in the bus. Having a black sheet out there will be very helpful.
And certainly it's not like every high school has this, but I kind of actually like being sort of in the neighborhood. But just like Cooper's Field, too, is very similar to this, where you've got, neighbors right across the road and everything. And so that part of it I really do like.
I mean, it brings people in, whether you're a baseball fan or not, whether you have people that still are at Park Center or Maranatha or Columbia Heights or even Cooper. You have an opportunity to come in. Oh, something's going on. It's beautiful. Let's go enjoy the afternoon. Think of the NFL draft. The NFL draft this year is in Lambeau. I'm not sure how many people have actually been to Lambeau. If you ever go to Lambeau Field, it is built right downtown in a small city, which is really different for the NFL. The NFL has these big cities. They build these communities around their fields because they're trying to make money. But when you go to Lambeau Field, I'm not trying to say this is a Lambeau Field, but this is a city park, and it's fun to come and watch a little baseball, especially when it's nice out.
Always adds to it, too, when you got the PA going. And, again, not everywhere. High school baseball tends to be pretty low-key around the area. And so it's fun to see and hear when there's parents generally that end up doing it, but, willing to come out and contribute some time and just put a little extra into it. It makes, for all these guys, little bit more enjoyable and something that you strive to be a varsity player a little more, I think, when you have this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and as a parent with two kids and one in elementary, one in high school, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, if you're 1-20 or if you're 20-1. Like the opportunity to play a game and have a community that supports you is really valuable.
So the anthem in the books, and we are about set for baseball here as Cooper will try and get the offense going here a little bit. They do actually have the top of their order. They got some guys who have been putting the ball in play pretty well and doing a decent job with the bats. They just want to kind of put it all together here a little bit this afternoon. I think fair to say that PCM is probably the favorite coming in. They did sweep Cooper a year ago and off to a little bit better start this year. Although, as we mentioned, the one thing Cooper does have going for them is that they have gotten more games in than so far. The weather hasn't necessarily cooperated as much as every team. You're kind of seeing a few, depending on your field situations and what days your games were scheduled for. There are some teams that have quite a few more games in already than others at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely spring sports here in Minnesota. You take the weather and you build your schedule, but you got to know it's going to be flexible. And it happens pretty much every sport. I mean, if you're playing on regular grass, I mean, if you have a turf field, it's a little different. You'll be a little more flexible like a Hopkins. But when you have natural grass, it's so hard to anticipate it. Some of these teams, they front load their schedule knowing that they're going to get rescheduled, and they'll do 3-4 games a week, knowing that later in the season, they're going to be doing 4 or 5 games a week. And a big part of doing that is building out your pitching rotation and making sure you have not only that 1 and 2, but you have a 3, 4, 5, 6, and sometimes a 7, 8 kids that can throw strikes. And if you can't throw strikes, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and you always have to factor in, I mean, you want to do what's best first and foremost, I think, for your ball players, but you also have to be kind of thinking about the field, too. You know, if it's a rainy day right at the end of March or the first week of April, do you really want to go out and chew it up right away? And that's something that people have to kind of factor in a little bit, too. This is, for me, this is different than it was even a few days ago. We're seeing how much things have greened up with our, decent amount of rain over the weekend and then the sun coming out. I think just day by day you're seeing lawns and, by extension, high school baseball fields green up a little bit this week.
Yeah, even my lawn in the front is not the best, but it's getting there. Like, it's starting to get green. I mean, that sunshine does a lot. It dries out the field, the wind exposure dries it out. But another thing that people don't think about until you're on the field is how level it is. I mean, some of these fields have huge crowns, and some of them have huge, it's like you're walking on the moon. Not that I've done that, but it's craters. Like, and it's so hard as an infielder to take a ground ball off a field it hasn't been set. So it takes time for the ground to thaw out and the ground to level out.
Bratch completing his warm-up tosses, and Girding will get set to step in here for Cooper. Girding is hitting .429, but Coach Eberle was talking to me before the game, and he said what this guy really brings is great defense in the outfield. He said he's just phenomenal center fielder, makes plays all over, whether it's coming in, whether it's going right or left, going back to the fence. He feels very confident when a ball's hit to center that Girding's going to be able to get there.
Yeah, that's a huge difference to be able to have a center fielder that can actually track that ground and make sure that you're confident in catching those fly balls, because it helps both your corner outfielders as well.
Yeah, I think it always helps the pitcher's confidence too. If they, maybe you give up a somewhat of a hard hit ball and it still turns into an out, it just makes things a lot easier for you as well. First pitch to Girding is over for a strike. Bratch, one of those guys who works from the stretch even with nobody on. And that one bunted, kind of an excuse me bunt as it was inside, and Bratch will be able to throw Girding out. Girding didn't get a real big jump out of the box because he was trying to dodge the baseball there coming at him, and don't know that he necessarily meant to bunt that one, but he did.
Yeah, I think he squared around the bunt, and then he realized when the ball was coming at his chin, he's like, oh boy, I better put this in play, and he did. And kind of lost a second or two out of the box and allows the pitcher to take his time and make a good strong throw over to first base and get that first out.
It is an out, which he's disappointed in, but he is very glad his hand-eye coordination is good, or that one would have been coming right at his face. So Owen Vetter, the Cooper pitcher, steps in as a hitter here. He is hitting .357 so far, and we'll obviously be getting a chance to see what he can do on the mound here. Swing and a miss there. Lays off that breaking ball in the dirt.
Good eye, tough pitch to lay off, but he did. Get that batter's count here. Look for something to drive to the gaps.
Misses up high with that one. I always kind of like to make pitcher work a little bit early on and give your teammates a chance to see what he's throwing as well. And, if you get ahead in the count, all the better. And he will take a walk. Vetter aboard via the free pass here. We'll see if they will run for him perhaps. Obviously, as a pitcher, they can have courtesy runner for him, and I would suspect we will see that.
He's calling for it. They haven't. There we go.
Yeah, it'll be E.J. Simmons coming out to run for him at first. So one on with one out here for Cooper in the top of the first. Wyatt Dean, their shortstop, will step in. Hitting at .462 so far in the early going. And that one is low, gets away briefly, but Simmons not looking to advance.
Yeah, you want to get a good secondary lead there, so if that ball does scoot away from the catcher a little bit more, you have a good opportunity to get down to second base, but not the play there.
Pop back foul and out of play there by Dean as he got jammed a little bit. Runner is going, pitches inside, and the throw is airmailed out into center. He was going to have that one stolen anyway, I think, so give it a stolen base, no error, as he doesn't advance another base. Ball was inside there, and Cap, I think, it was a little bit of a tougher throw because he had to worry about the hitter a little bit there, but I think it appeared he had a pretty good jump anyway.
Yeah, he's got good speed out there. I think he was going to steal that base even if it was a perfect throw.
Up high here is Bratch having a little bit of trouble hitting his spots in the early going here. He's been kind of hit or miss. A lot of them have stayed up high. And that one is up high for another walk here as Wyatt Dean will trot down to first base. So back-to-back walks with one out here. And now Arlo Meyer, the cleanup hitter, will step in for Cooper. It's Bernard Brinkley, the PCM coach here. And a little too early to say concern, but you'd like to see a little bit better start defensively.
Yeah, you did minor adjustments. He's consistently high on his fastball. He's got to adjust his release point and bring that ball down in the zone. His throws, strikes make these guys hit the ball.
Meyer hitting .333 for Cooper. That one is over for a strike.
Looked like he took a little bit off that one, focused on throwing a strike, not trying to throw it too hard. And that's a little bit of building the confidence there.
Slashes that one foul. So Bratch working ahead in the count. Breaking ball, that one hits the umpire and it keeps it from bounding away too far there. It got cleanly past the catcher Cap, but it hit the shin guard of the umpire. So that saved PCM as the runners stay in place.
Yeah, not very aggressive base running, but fortunate for PCM.
That one is low and in.
Little things like that, if you're able to take a good secondary lead, especially at second base, they're not going to throw behind you. If they throw it down at second base, you bust your butt to third base. But on a ball like that, you want to get a good secondary lead and make it to third base because that takes the force play out.
Ooh, that was close. And I think even the hitter Meyer was kind of thinking maybe he was going to hear.
I think the umpire, too. He took a little stutter step. Decided to keep the bat alive. Full count here.
Smack down to second. They'll get one, and a little double clutch. The throw goes wide, and now the runner coming to the plate. He got a very late break, though, and he is out. Simmons didn't see that one coming at all. He should have been able to get there. So they get the force play at second. The throw to first was wide, but they get the lead runner coming home. So ultimately no runs score out of that. A kind of an interesting, unusual play there. And Cooper done in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left aboard. So we will go to the bottom half of inning number one, and the Pirates will get their first opportunity. Nolan Schneider, the center fielder, leads it off. Then Adam Asen at third base. Kennedy Cap, the catcher, who made that tag there. Then it's the pitcher, Bratch. Will Corshane, the first baseman. Evan Johnson at short. Gavin Jessen in left field. Evan Goethals in right field. And Jason Knutson, the second baseman, hitting in the number 9 slot for PCM. And defensively for Cooper, you got Meyer at third base. Wyatt Dean is the shortstop. Second base is Riley Biersba. First baseman is Alvarado. And Jack Berry, Matthew Girding, and Simon Gullickson in the outfield. Chris Giroux catching, and doing the pitching, as we said, is right-hander Owen Vetter. Vetter doesn't throw particularly hard, and Coach Eberle was saying that really he mixes speeds because he realizes he's not a hard thrower. So instead of just throwing as hard as you can and putting it right over the plate, it's actually better to be a little slower at times. It makes it, throws off hitters' timing. And he said we've kind of worked on that with him, and he's done a pretty good job. He said the first outing he had wasn't particularly successful, but last time out against Kennedy, he went 6 1/3. Ended up, not with a win, but still felt like he pitched pretty well and gave up 3 earned runs in that time frame, which, for a high school game, that's not bad at all. So they're hoping to see some of that here again today from Owen.
Yeah, 6 1/3 is a good outing. If you're stayed out there and you give up a hit there and a hit there and they score 3 runs, that's part of the game. But 6 1/3 is a good outing. So you're saying this is going to be like a Greg Maddox type outing?
Well, he would like that. That would be a pretty good guy to emulate, I think.
It is fun for kids to be able to throw hard, but accuracy and being able to change speeds, whether you're 75 to 62 or 90 to 82, I'd rather have you throw strikes, hit corners, and pick spots, which is a huge part of the game. As a fan, it's more fun to watch a game where kids hit the ball or you're throwing strikes. Walk after walk after walk. It makes it hard to watch.
And kids generally are practicing against fastballs that are over the plate when you're talking about it and we're hitting machine, and that's what they want. It isn't, and again, hard throwing is definitely a valuable thing, but sometimes pitchers who really throw soft can be tough to hit too. They just throw people's timing off.
Yep.
That one is outside. Nolan Schneider hitting at 300 in the early going here for PCM. Again, Park Center, Columbia Heights, Maranatha. And we've got the roster for the varsity for today, and it's mainly Park Center and Maranatha. And there's a single to left field by Schneider. Oh, it gets away. He's going to make the turn, and he will go for 2. That'll be a single and then an E7. We'll get him to second. So first error of the game committed out there and left. Schneider, good job to keep his head up there as he never hesitated to go for second once that ball slipped through the wickets there on Jack Berry.
Yeah, good aggressive base running out of the box, knowing that you might as well round that base aggressively, especially when it's hit to left field, because they're not going to throw it back to first base. You round that base aggressively, listen to your coach, pick up the ball when you get out of the box. And he sees it gets by the left fielder's legs, and he's easily into second base.
Adam Mason, the third baseman, stepping in, runner at second, and nobody out here to start the bottom of the first. And that one is over for a strike. Adam hitting at 273 to start this year. And that one misses away.
What color sliding mitt did you have growing up, Jay? Did you have a sliding mitt? No? No? It's funny, my kids guilty as charged.
There's a strike.
He's got a sliding
I call them oven mitts because
Yeah.
that's what it looks like.
He's got an oven mitt. He's got 2 elbow pads. The other day he got hit in the elbow, and guess what? He didn't have either of the elbow pads on. All this gear.
Lifted out to left field. Berry coming on, but it's going to drop in. And they're going to send the runner to the plate. Here comes the throw, not going to be in time. And Eason will advance to second on that throw. So it's a single and an RBI. Not going to call that an error, I don't think. I mean, it kind of got away, but he still may very well have scored on that anyway. So probably not the play to make to throw home there. If you hit the cutoff, you probably keep that hitter at first, but again, that's hindsight. So Kennedy Capel hit, runner at second, nobody out, 1-0 lead for PCM. That one misses high and in. Cap at 375, 3 for 8 to start this year. Ooh, out in front of that one.
Big gap in right center field here. Looks like a dead pull hitter, though. He's trying to get hold of this.
And again, out front, you could hear the coaches saying, wait back. And
yeah, he's saying, drive to center field. Drive to center field. Don't dead pull. Goes back to your notion of changing speeds.
Able to lay off that one. That's a good pitch in that spot, and it was also well handled by the catcher, I thought, as well. You have confidence to throw that breaking ball, even if it's in the dirt, if you got a catcher that's going to make that play. Whew. Turned on that one. Way out front again, though.
Reminds me of myself when I was a kid, just dead pull. Put all 7 fielders over there on the left side of the field.
Let's go. Go winning out this key. Let's go. Hop, someone make a play now. Here we go. Let's go, boys. One and out.
And got him to swing and miss at that one, so Vetter wins the battle as he strikes out Cap for the first out, and Bo Bratch will be the hitter now for the Pirates.
Yeah, good strong swings, just way out in front of it and trying to pull everything. And you keep that ball on the outside part of the plate down and out, it's going to be tough to pull that. That's what we saw right there.
Misses up high with that one. Bratch 1 for 8 in the early going this year. Pickoff played a second, but Asen was alert and easily gets back in.
See how far he's up in the box after watching his teammate be ahead of those pitches. Now he's on the front half of the box. You don't see hitters get that far up in the box.
Runner is going and easily stole that one. Vetter didn't take a look back, and Asen was halfway there by the time he even made any motion. So wisely, no throw even from the catcher.
Yeah, he was at third base by the time that ball almost got to his throwing hand.
And that's alert base running too. You're really studying in on the pitcher, and it isn't a gamble if you're sure that he's not looking, and he really didn't take another look back at all.
Yeah, you pick up tendencies. You see their repetitions and see what they do, and if they keep doing the same thing, you take advantage of it.
That one over for a strike. Missed away with that one, and Bratch will draw a walk here. So runners at the corners for PCM with 1 out, and Will Corshane will be the batter. We'll see if they'll bat for Bratch, or excuse me, not bat, but run for him. Does not, oh yeah, I guess so. I was going to just about to say it looks like maybe not, but instead they will. Kind of standard, but not everybody does it. Milai Sanders will run at first base. Kind of depends on the situation and the player. I mean, if you've got a super athletic guy who really wants to run all the time, sometimes you let him do it. Runner is going from first. Cooper will throw short to the shortstop, hoping they could catch Asen coming too far off third, but instead they just allow the trail runner to steal that base. So second and third and 1 out. Cooper staying back in the infield, which I think at this point in the game is the right thing to do. Here's a soft liner right at second base. Just as I say, a throwback to second. Didn't get him, but it's a line out for unassisted there. I was just thinking if he was in, that ball might have possibly been over his head.
Yeah, good heads-up play. Field that ball and try and get the double play at second base. Not able to get him, but good play to get that second out.
Nevin Johnson will be the hitter now for Park Center Maranatha, or excuse me, Park Center Columbia Heights Maranatha PCM. It's 1-0 right now, but I think the Pirates are feeling like we don't want to leave, some out on the table here. We've got second and third, and was 1 out, now 2 outs. They definitely want to bring in at least one more of these. That one is a strike. And last out, too, kind of gets back to what you said, Drew, about it's not always a bad thing to let them put the ball in play, too. Here's a soft liner, and this one's at third, and another line-out catch there as Meyer makes the grab. So Vetter is able to work out of trouble. 1 run in the inning, a couple of base hits, 1 error, and 2 left for the Pirates. 1-0 after an inning here in Brooklyn Park.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back here to Park Center High School as Park Center, Columbia Heights Maranatha leading Cooper 1-0 as we go to inning number 2. Bo Bratch just finished his warm-up tosses here. Simon Gullickson leading off the top of the second here for Cooper. Right fielder and number 5 hitter as they again threatened in their half of the inning, but not the best base running. Ran into an out at the end. There was a force play at second, then the return to first looking for a double play was wide, but the runner at third just didn't pick up the ball and got a late break and was out. There's a strike.
Yeah, and that just comes with reps, comes with experience, understanding the game. When you are going from second to third and the ball's going to first, you know it's a long throw back to third, so you got to round the bag a little bit. And when your coach says it gets by the first baseman, you got to be ready to go.
Particularly then with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pop up to short, and that one handled without trouble there by Nevin Johnson, is able to make that play. A little bit of a breeze, but I don't know if that it's enough to really be difficult for outfielders today. Probably more so the sun than anything.
Yeah, especially the left side of the field. That sun's going to get, and as it gets later in the game, it's going to get lower and become more of an impact.
Chris Giroux, the catcher, hitting for Cooper. Ratch walked a couple of hitters in the first inning. He kind of really struggled with location. Trying to iron that out a little bit here to start this inning. Here's a liner, and that one will be over second and a base hit. Cooper has its first hit of the game as Chris Giroux punches that one just out of the reach of Knutson and into short right center for a base hit. Again, they can run for their catcher if they so choose, and I suspect we will see that again. There's another look at that nice swing.
Yeah, good solid contact. One of the biggest things you got to do as a hitter is you got to barrel the ball up. Even if you get out, it's trying to put the barrel of the bat on the ball and let the bat do the work. Little things will come into play, but as a hitter, you just want to barrel the ball up.
Radier Ingram is the courtesy runner at first base. That is a strike. The hitter is Jack Berry, the left fielder. Ball got away briefly, but not far enough.
Did you have hair like that? And like the guy at first base? That's some good hair. First base and the hitter. You had hair like that in high school, I bet. No? He's shaking his head no. I don't believe him.
Runner is going, and the throw is high and easily in anyway. There is Ingram. So a couple of steals already here for the Hawks.
So this is where you, as a runner on second base, you got to be aggressive. You got to get a good secondary lead because you got to come in on a hit to the outfield here.
One miss is high and in, and the other part of that too is you definitely want to make the defense think you're going to, even if you don't. You put pressure on them by looking to run. Barry had a good cut but fouled it back.
Yeah, you want to try and make them throw the ball around, even though they shouldn't. They should understand what's going on, but you make them think that you're going, then that gives the opportunity. If it's a hit to the outfield, then your runner from first is able to get on the second, takes out the force out, puts 2 runners in scoring position.
Breaking ball there is a strike. And Barry is out for out number 2. Some minimal, but a little bit of grumbling there. That one, it had a nice break to it, but it did appear to end up a little low, but it'll be strikeout for Bratch, and Davian Dautre is the hitter. That one missing low and in. Grounded down to first, and handling it himself will be Corchain, and Dautre is out, 3 unassisted. Hawks are done in the second. No runs. They do get their first base hit. Nowhere is in, 1 left. We go to the bottom of 2. It's still 1-0 PCM.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
One of the better afternoons we've had so far this spring, and good day for baseball here at Park Center as we go to the bottom half of the second. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Pirates. Gavin Jessen, Evan Goethals, and Jason Knutson will hit against the right-hander Owen Vetter. They got a couple of hits off him and a walk in that first, but he did get out of trouble there with a couple of lineouts. And, not bad way to get out of it. I mean, you wouldn't say he had a great inning, but kept him to 1, which is a good start.
Throwing strikes is a big part of the game. Being able to throw strikes and rely on your defense is something as long as your defense can make the plays, you keep doing it until they start hitting the ball over your head.
There's a strike to start it out. And I will say, too, those both go in the books as lineouts, but neither of them was hit all that hard. They were line drives, but they weren't smoked by any means. There one at second and one at third that were just somewhat softly hit.
Yeah, fairly easy plays for the infielders, but still putting the ball in play is a big part of the game. You know, letting the kids hit the ball. Don't want to walk batters. You don't want to give out free base paths. You know, you don't put runners on for free. You make them put the ball in play and let your defense make the play. You got the magic ball out there, Coach is saying. I like it. Kids don't always get the jokes that coaches throw out there, but I appreciate it.
That one's short of the plate. And Jessen ahead in the count here. Fouls this one back. Drives it out to left field. Barry drifting back, and he will get under it and make the catch as Jessen gave that one a ride, but pretty well aligned.
Yeah, can of corn, but good play by the left fielder there, knowing the distance he had to the fence. That ball, you could hear it off the sound from the sound off the bat. There wasn't much to it, but he hit it pretty hard. Got out there, but just not far enough. You know, it's easier said than done, but when you see a pitcher who throws like this, you can pick up his curveball. If you get used to it, you can identify when he's throwing a fastball versus a curveball pretty easily. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, if you identify his arm slot, his fastball, he stays up top. His curveball, he steps out to the side with his arm. And if you can identify that and anticipate where it's going to be, if his arm goes out to the side, you got to anticipate it being low and out.
This one skied out to center, and again should be playable there, and it is. Girding underneath it, so back-to-back flyouts. They've hit the ball fairly well, but up in the air, and so two gone here, and now Jason Knutson, the second baseman, will bat.
Got a couple of really well-hit balls by the bottom part of the order here that goes deep to the outfield, but can of corn, you either got to get it further out or bring it down and make it a line drive, but good contact.
Knutson turns on this one, but fouled on the third base line.
Collier would change the speed and go out and low. Slow it down.
Fouls this one back.
Put yourself at a pitcher's count. Now you got 2 or 3 pitches to waste. So expect a curveball here. Yeah, maybe a curveball on the outside part of the plate, I would assume.
Missing low and away. Already, I mean, obviously he's not done yet, but a better inning for Vetter in terms of hitting his spots, but and then also getting those 2 flyouts. Close there. Cooper fans wanted that one. Is a little bit outside though. 2-2.
Catcher's telling his coaches it was outside. It's okay. Don't be upset. It's good sportsmanship. There you go.
Pretty
Pitch.
much the same spot, just missed again. 3-2.
Good pitch.
Good plate discipline too by Knutson.
Yeah.
Let's go, Trey. Battle up there. Let's go. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Hits this one on the ground to third. Throw across in time, and nicely done there by Meyer at third. So a 1-2-3 second inning. No runs, no hits, and no one left for the Pirates. After 2 innings, it stays 1-0 PCM.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Top Line member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
We go to inning number 3, and a new pitcher for the Pirates as Will Corshane moves over from first base to the mound. Adam Asen will move across from third to first, and then the former pitcher, Brach, now playing at third for PCM. As I think that was, certainly not because Brach was struggling or anything. Kind of a predetermined plan what they were going to go with here. I always kind of still like that in high school ball when you see a guy just move over from one position to the other, and even leaving the pitcher in to play in the infield here as well.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of bench players, so it's fun to see kids get a chance to move around, play different positions, because in the bigger programs you kind of get slotted. Even when you're in like 8th, 9th grade, you're slotted as the third baseman, you're slotted as the catcher. It's like, that's fun because you're good, but this kind of program, you give kids a chance to move around and show they're versatile. They're able to do other things. And, talk about changing pitchers, you're up 1-0, but as you get into the middle part of the season, you start to think about pitcher eligibility, days off, there's requirements, and it could just be a straight pitch count. Got to keep him under 45 pitches or whatever the number is, because we need him available on Wednesday or Thursday. And, of course, you look at the schedule and the forecast, and it might be raining on Wednesday, so you anticipate you're not going to play, but you got to have 2 or 3 pitchers available Thursday and Friday.
9, 1, and 2 hitters will come up for Cooper here in the third. Alvarado, then the top of the order, Girding and Vetter to follow.
Number 20, first baseman, Jorge Alvarado.
Let's go, Jorge! Let's go, let's go, Big George! Let's go, George! Get us going now, Jorge! Let's go, 2-0! Here you go, George! Here you go, 20!
So Corshane with his first delivery here. Taken down low for a ball.
Okay, foot down ready, right? Foot down ready. Here you go, George! Here you go, 20! Here you go, George!
Fouls that one away. Another foul back. So 1 and 2 count here to Alvarado, leading off the top of the third for Cooper. Had a couple of base runners in the first on walks, and then they had a single in the second, but so far not able to put anything on the board. Oops, that one got away from Corshane. That's the time to do it, though, with nobody on base.
Nobody on, you're ahead in the count, you had a pitch to waste. Now you come in and throw a strike and get that strikeout.
And that will be a called third strike as Alvarado caught looking for the first out, and Matthew Girding will hit.
Yeah, I'm learning this umpire has a delayed visual cue, but you can hear him right away. He'll call it a strike. You can see it's a strike. Catcher's glove doesn't move that much. Umpire calls it a strike right away and then follows it up with the visually.
Girding takes a ball. He was out on a bunt that actually came right at toward his face, and he protected himself by bunting it, but was thrown out at first. A little bit high there, 2-0.
It's the kind of guy you want to keep off the base paths. Don't give him a chance to run around the bases and get you frustrated.
Lifting this one out to left field. Again, battling in the sun and wind a little bit, and it's going to fall in. Girding will be aboard. It just kind of looked like there was a little bit of trouble as Jessen had trouble picking that one up.
I'm going to chalk it up to the sun. That sun is right in the line of the ball there. If you look to the other side of the field, that sun is blaring right in his face, and he looks like he's tracking it. Yeah, I don't know. If I were him, I'd just say the sun.
I have to call that an E7 there. Vetter will be the hitter. Runner is going, and a little double clutch. Actually, not a bad throw, all things considered, but Girding easily in at second. So that's one thing that Cooper's really picked up on, is they feel like they can run. They've gotten 3 stolen bases already. Back to the pitcher. Now he's going to run at Girding. The throw down, and they'll get him. Wow, good heads-up play by Corshane to not turn and just throw that one to first. Girding was kind of caught in no man's land there and then tried to get back to second, but they stayed calm and got the tag down.
Yeah, that's knowing the situation. You got the leadoff runner at second base. You field that ball cleanly. You know he's going to be aggressive. He's out there midway to third base. You pump fake and run at him. You run him back to the bag, and if you have a chance to get him at the bag, you throw the ball to your shortstop and get that out.
Wyatt Dean, the hitter. And they've got him picked off. Throw was a little low and safe at second.
Dropped the ball. I think he had him. His foot came up, but he dropped the ball. Yeah, good aggressive base running. Make things happen out there.
So Simmons able to get the steal there.
Good composure here by the pitcher. Even though he knows his middle infielders weren't covering the bag, he saw his base runner was, a third of the way off the bag. Don't let him get any further off. Just step off the mound and get him back there.
Simmons, he was picked off, but then able to get in around that tag. It was close.
I think if he hangs on the ball, he gets him because the foot he's going in with is up. But the ball comes out of his mitt, so he's safe.
And the toss from the pitcher, the first baseman, Asen, was in the dirt as well. That, I think, definitely slowed their reaction in terms of throwing him out. But you're right, it would have been interesting to see what the call had been. I thought they were already signaling safe, though. Pop up here, and it will be caught by the second baseman. And so the Hawks threaten but don't score in the third. No runs, no hits. There was one error and one left aboard. We go to the bottom of 3, and it remains 1-0.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
We head to the bottom half of inning number 3 here on CCX Sports. The top of the order coming up for PCM, as Nolan Schneider will lead it off. Schneider wrapped a single to left field and then advanced on an error and came in to score the only run of the game so far. So he will see Vetter for the second time.
Third baseman playing behind the bag. A lot of space out there if you want to drop a bunt down the third baseline.
And a little slicer, and he'll drop that one right on the edge of the grass for another hit. So Schneider is 2 for 2, 2 similarly hit balls. The first one maybe more of a liner. This one kind of a looping little dropped right at the edge of the grass. You can make a lot of do good for your batting average with swings like that. I mean, he didn't kill it or anything, but he put it in a great spot.
Yeah, it's hit almost every time unless your shortstop's going to catch that. It's a good hit.
Adam Mason stepping in. And this one down the third baseline, a foul ball. No, it is fair, just fair. Boy, it looked like it was going to be foul. I think I was maybe watching the third baseman more than anything. Meyer was drifting over right into foul ground. Instead, it drops in fair. So another very well-placed hit. That one just fair, and Kennedy Cap will hit now with first and second, and nobody out.
Yeah, we're positioned right behind the plate down the third baseline, and we read the third baseman's read, and he was going straight to the foul ball line. I was about to say get the runner back to tag up, but the ball comes in a fair play, and here we are with first and second, nobody out.
Pitch in the dirt, taken for a ball. Cap had trouble waiting on it against Vetter, who doesn't throw very hard, and he ended up striking out. He was out front of all three of the strikes. Sure, they're telling him wait back. Now 2-0. Vetter's the type of pitcher that I'm sure the guys on the other team are thinking, God, we got to get, we should be hitting him, but it's sometimes a little easier said than done. Not that they haven't hit some balls decent, but. Oh, has the runner picked off. Tag is made. And he did step off just well enough to avoid a balk there, too. So the lead runner, Schneider, is caught, and Asen did not advance from first to second on that too, because you're not certain if your guy maybe is going to go back to second.
Yeah, that's a tough out. Never want to make that first out at third base, and that's not a very traditional way to make your first out at third base.
Little tapper down to short. They're going to go to first with it and get the out there. It was hit softly, so Asen had a pretty good jump, and they didn't want to gamble on trying to go to second with it, so they'll take the out at first. Out number 2, and Bo Bratch, the third baseman, will hit.
Yeah, smart heads up play. Don't try and force the double play. It would have been great if you got a double play, but that ball isn't hit hard enough to make it an easy out at second base. Take the easy out at first base. Now you're one out away from getting out of the inning.
And I think getting back to the previous play, too, give a little credit to Vetter for not panicking when the runners started to go there. He didn't have anybody to throw to at second, so he just stepped backward off and then waited to make sure he was committed to going and threw to third.
Yeah, really good composure. Because when you step off, you can do whatever you want with the ball, and if there's nobody there, you fake throw it, force him to go to third base, then you run at him just like he did and get that out at third base.
Another little tapper to short, and this time not handled, though, and he's going to be safe. So a very solid play a moment ago there by Dean, but this one he's not able to come up with. It'll be an error, and runners at the corners for the Pirates, and Will Corshane, the pitcher, will hit. See, he looked over at the guy going to third, which in this point, with 2 outs already, really no need for that.
Yeah, you know the situation. All you're focused on is fielding that ball, getting that third out at first, and now you're with first and third. See what I do here.
Runner is going from first. Ball juggled. I don't know that they were necessarily going to try and throw him out anyway there. So Bratch will take second. So second and third. This was the same situation they had in the first inning, and they ended up, Vetter ended up getting out of it.
Yeah, Vetter's done a good job keeping them off balance. He's continuing to throw strikes, and they are not able to keep their weight back in good solid contact this far.
There's a strike. Corshane hit a liner to second base in the first inning, so 0 for 1. That one is inside. Trying to draw a throw there as Asen looked at the catcher, and they kind of had a little stare down. Missed with that one, 3-1. Cooper thought they might have had a strike there, but they don't get it. Shane fights that one off. 3-2. Pretty big at bat in this game. I mean, a base hit here almost certainly would score 2, but on the other hand, if Vetter can get an out, they'll be out of the inning again. And that is ball 4. Of course, Shane will draw the walk, so they're loaded up now with 2 outs for Nevin Johnson.
Shortstop Kevin Johnson.
We have a courtesy runner in here as Sanders will come in to run. Of course, Shane, again, started the game at first base, but is now the pitcher, so he becomes in the spot where you can run for him there with courtesy runner. Johnson at a soft liner to third to end the first inning. Comes up here with the bases full and takes a strike.
Know what you're doing before you get the ball. Let's go, boys. You got it.
Hits it hard, but way fouled on the third base line.
Again, 1 pitch away from getting out of a jam, so he's in a good position. Just got to finish this at bat. So if you're a runner at third base here, you want to get an extra big lead. Your third baseman's playing a little bit back, but you got to expect something down in the dirt here. You want to score a run, steal a run here if it's scoots away from the catcher at all.
Vetter having trouble picking up the signs, and he wants his catcher to come out here. It almost looked like he said, I wasn't able to see your sign, like maybe his hand was too close into the body or something where he wasn't picking up the fingers very well. Base umpire coming over to talk to Vetter there.
He signaled take a walk, but it was an 0-2 count.
Misses up high with that fastball. So 2-2 now to Johnson, the shortstop for PCM.
Good at bat by Johnson to work this count here.
Missed away with that breaking ball, and now full. Fouls that one away. The runners were all coming, and Asen was like, I'm about 10 feet away from him here. I better hope he doesn't hit it at me.
I haven't seen that. He was so dang close that he actually turned his back to the hitter.
Another 3-2 pitch here from Vetter. And that one's up high for ball 4, and it'll force in a run as Johnson able to work out a walk. And that'll make it 2-0 as Asen comes in to score.
Next up for the Pirates, left fielder Gavin Jessen.
Gavin Jessen will hit, but first there's going to be a conference for Cooper. I don't think they're necessarily coming out to pull Vetter, but don't know that for sure.
Yeah, it looks like more of a conversation. You got a close game here. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. All you need is 1 pitch here. Get out of the inning. I believe he was up 0-2 in that count, and he worked. The hitter worked his way down to first base on a bases on balls, so he was in a position to get out of the inning, just wasn't able to finish it off.
And it gets back to what you said. You make them hit the ball. Walks are never good thing to stack on each other. You I mean, like we saw in that first inning, they made him hit the ball and they hit a soft liner at second base and then at third base to get out of the inning. So, I mean, you can't always count on that, but you still feel better about it if you make them hit it, and if they can do it, then more power to them. But you just don't want to give away that base.
Yeah, walks will always haunt you. Walks will haunt you. They'll catch up with you.
Pirates, left fielder number 4, Gavin Jessen.
Now Gavin Jessen stepping in. Base is still loaded. Still 2 outs. Obviously here, the 1 run has come in though, so it's 2-0. Jessen hit the ball pretty deep to left field, but he got under it a lot, and there was a deep fly out in his previous at bat last inning. Takes a strike there.
His job to get ahead in the count early.
And strike 2, a breaking ball there.
Great pitch.
Better coming in, a couple of nice pitches to start this at bat. I think the message probably was trust your stuff, go at 'em here. I mean, walking, like we said, isn't going to do us any good. That one missing up high. And breaking balls are called, third strike, as Vetter does get out of trouble, although this time the Pirates do push a run across. 1 run, a couple of base hits, 1 error, and they will strand 3. So we've played 3 full now. It is 2-0 PCM.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
We go to inning number 4 here at Park Center as Cooper trailing 2-0, and they'll have their 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up though as they face the second pitcher of the day for the Pirates, Will Corshane, who pitched third inning after moving over from first base. Arlo Meyer is the batter. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up, although his at-bat ultimately ended up in the 3rd out of the inning as they got a force play at second, and the throw to first was wide, but then the lead runner was thrown out trying to score from third.
Come on, Arlo, let's go. 9, here you go, Arlo. Let's go, 9.
There's a strike. Hits this one hard to second and unable to bring it in there is Knutson. So Meyer will be aboard to lead off the 4th.
Next up for Cooper, right fielder.
Nicely hit ball, but I got to go E there.
Yeah, he had a good read on it and a nice little cherry hop to him, but you see he had a good break on the ball. Going back, nice cherry hop, but isn't able to come up with it cleanly and scoots by him and allows the runner to get on base.
So Gullickson will be the hitter now for Cooper. Runner aboard via the error to start the inning, and
Yes, sticks. You go, 11.
there's a strike. Cooper's been pretty aggressive on the bases. Have already swiped 3 bases, or 4 bases, excuse me.
Can be a little more difficult with a lefty there on the mound now. It's hard to pick up his movement.
That one's outside. He does vary his delivery a little bit too.
Yeah, and sometimes he'll be coming home, but he'll look over to first and change it up every once in a while. Makes it tough to pick up his delivery.
Little tapper, that one is going to get through. A little seeing eye hit there for a single, as Gullickson definitely didn't hit it all that hard, but he just hit it in a spot where nobody could get to it. So first and second, nobody out. Best opportunity of these first few innings for Cooper here, as Chris Giroux will be the batter.
Yeah, with the runner on first, the first baseman's holding the runner on to keep him close and put that pickoff play in play, but that ball scoots just by where he would be typically if there's nobody on base, and here they are with first and second, nobody out.
Pick off to first. Let's see, did they get him? Oh, not quite. Asen thought they had him, and I would tend to agree from here. I thought they had him as well.
I think he missed the helmet. If he slaps the tag down, I think he gets him, but he didn't slap it down. You don't usually see that type of pickup play behind the lead runner, but good coordination there by the pitcher and first baseman.
Here's a hard hit ball just past Bratch's dive, and the bases are going to be loaded up for Cooper. Giroux is now 2 for 2 as he lines a single. Boy, again, they're putting the ball just in great spots here. This one just out of the reach of the third baseman, Bratch here, with a dive. And then really no chance to score because that runner on second had to hold up, make sure it wasn't going to be caught. So a smart play to just check in at third and give your next hitter a chance.
Yeah, good base running. And again, not the hardest hit ball we'll see, but he hit it hard, squared it up, and made it a tough play for the third baseman, and advanced the runners down, and he gets down to first base.
So Jack Berry will step in. Base is full and nobody out. Cooper trying to battle back from a 2-0 deficit.
Looks like you got the corners in. So play at home, ball hit hard to first or third. Middle infield's playing for the double play up the middle.
There's a strike. Berry did strike out his first time up. Little tapper here, and they're not going to have a play. A run scores, everybody's safe. First baseman Asen came for the ball as well, so nobody covering first, and Knutson didn't feel he had any kind of play at second there, so Cooper on the board, and there's still nobody out.
Yeah, perfectly placed ball. We're going to get a mound visit to talk about. Don't get frustrated about this, get out of the inning, but perfectly placed ball. That ball not hit too hard. Second baseman comes up with it, but with it not being hit too hard, the first baseman's trying to go get it, make something happen. Unfortunately, it gets by him. Second baseman has nowhere to go with the ball.
Boy, and a prime example of you don't have to hit the ball super hard. All of these hits have been relatively soft hit. I mean, I guess the one past third was decently hit, but the other two have just been little grounders, but well placed.
Yep, find an open spot. Find the open spot.
So Dautre will be the batter. Base is still loaded, still nobody out. It's now 2-1, but Cooper not only a chance to tie it up, they've got an excellent opportunity to take a lead here.
Corner infielder still in.
Taken for a ball there. Dautre grounded out to first base in his first at bat, so 0 for 1. But complexion of this one changing a little bit here in this top of the fourth. Cooper's on the board and threatening to do more damage. Another little tapper. It's to third, and again they'll have no play. 2-2. Bratch fielding it. Asen was charging in, so nobody covering first, and it was going to be too late to throw home.
Yeah, again, another not hit hard hit ball, but in the right spot. The defender's kind of moving all over the place, and nobody's there to cover the out at first base, and here we are. Bases loaded, nobody out still.
So Alvarado, the hitter, 2-2 score. lifting it down the right field line, but foul. This is one of those where you tell your pitcher, great job inducing all these grounders, but they're just not getting outs out of it.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. He's still throwing strikes. They aren't hitting him hard.
Oh, this
play.
one is
Throw
hit hard
play.
right
One
back
about
to the
one. Get him a one.
pitcher, and they'll get the out at third.
What a play.
That one almost could have had, like, you're thinking triple play, but they do get 2 outs out of it.
Yeah, I think if he comes up with it cleanly at third, they have a chance to turn the triple play. Great play here by the pitcher to field that ball, get it over to third base. Good job by the third baseman to recognize the situation, get it over there. A good throw there, I think, allows the third baseman to zip it over to first base and try and get the triple play because the runner at first was running down to second base. Big play there.
So 2-2 now, 2 outs, and Girding will be the batter here for Cooper. So the luck in the inning had been all Cooper's, and then it's kind of the other way around. A guy hits the ball harder than the other guys did, and instead it turns into a double play.
Probably the hardest ball we've seen hit all day, and it turns into a potential triple play. Definitely a double play there.
Great reaction by Corshane, too, to feel, I mean, it's self-preservation as much as anything. It was a hard liner right at his rib cage, but still did a good job catching it. And then even though his throw wasn't great to third, it was good enough to get the out. That throw is into the runner, but nobody will advance as it skipped off the knee of the runner at first, Dautre. Probably fortunate actually for the Pirates that it hit him rather than skipping past and into right field. There's a strike.
Yeah, if that scoots by the first baseman, that runner from second has a chance to score because it's going into right field, and that right fielder is going to take a little time to get the ball.
Let's go, 7!
Girding lifting one to short right. This could be a tweener, but no. And to make the catch, right fielder Goethals. So an interesting inning to say the least. Cooper ties it up, but then they almost have a chance to take the lead. That goes by the wayside. 2 runs in the inning on 4 base hits and 1 error. 2-2 our score heading to the bottom of the 4th.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Little activity in the bullpen for PCM. There's Grant Iverson loosening up. Don't know this for sure, but it seems very plausible that he may be coming in to pitch in the next inning. We got the 8-9-1 spots coming up here for PCM as Owen Vedder now pitching in a tie ball game. It's interesting because they were able to come back and tie it up, which if you're Cooper, you're pumped about that. But then you think, gosh, we were very close to having more than that. But they had a line-out double play with the bases loaded. That almost could have been a triple play. And then the Pirates got out of the inning. And the runs did score both of them on little dribblers that weren't hit hard at all. But just in spots that it was hard to make any play to get an out.
Yeah, they could easily be up 3, 4, 5-2, but good defensive play there by the Pirates there to turn the double play and eventually get out of the inning.
Evan flied to center field his first time up. That one well short of the plate now, 3-1. Vedder's been able to, I mean, at 1-2-3 second, but the other 2 innings has been kind of a lot of traffic. He's had some walks, there were a couple errors mixed in, some hits, but overall, done a pretty good job to keep him at 2 runs.
Yeah, it's the bend but don't break type of pitching approach, and that's what he's done thus far. He's left some runners on base when he needed to and kept them in this game.
3-2 pitch and fouled away.
Yeah, the other thing about that inning for Cooper was, they had the bases loaded in the heart of their lineup coming up, and they just couldn't get that ball down in the grass and get runners on base. And huge spot there for the Pirates to get out of that inning.
To third, and it's going to get through Meyer, and Goethals will be aboard on the air to begin the 4th.
Next up for Park Center, second baseman.
And Jason Knutson will be the hitter.
Hard ball right through the wickets.
And didn't stay down on that one. Taken for a ball here. Knutson grounded to third his first time up. Throw to first base and easily back in.
Like it out, boys, right? Like it out.
Drawing a couple throws down there, which is always a good thing as a base runner. Get them thinking about you. That one's a strike. A little tapper foul over the dugout there. And it coming right at it there. Ooh. Another foul, this one straight back. Runner is going, pitch in the dirt. Here's the throw, and it's a little bit to the second base side, and Goethals will steal second. Pretty good job picking that one up out of the dirt there by Drew, but throw a little bit off.
Yeah, interesting. Looked like a straight steal. Interesting count to run on, but gets down there and gets himself in a scoring position.
To be honest, I didn't feel like he had a real good lead either. I think a perfect throw probably would have had him. And there's a called third strike. It looked like Knutson didn't get the pitch he was expecting there. And strikeout for Vetter will be his third. And now Nolan Schneider, who's been a tough out so far, a pair of singles to the left side. Trying to give his team the lead back here. Runner at second, one out. Takes that one up high for a ball. A little tap there, didn't mean to swing. Pitch missing up high there. 3 balls and a strike down to Schneider.
Looking for one to drive to the gaps here. If you You have to play with a 3-1 count. You expect a fastball.
Lifting it out to left field. It's a long run for Barry, and it's going to drop in for a hit. Runner, though, holds up, so they don't advance. But it will be the third hit of the game for Schneider. Kind of got that little inside-out swing and put it in a spot where Barry couldn't run it down. Even if you think the guy is going to catch it feels like that's one you got to advance to third on, though.
Yeah, that ball coming off the bat is peeling away from him the whole time. He's probably not going to have a really good chance of that. And for the runner at second base, you want to be halfway off the bag, and if it's down, you should almost score on that.
Asen dropping down a bunt, and it's a beauty. Throw to first base, gets away. Here comes the go-ahead run, and the Pirates retake the lead. Good job all around there, Asen, but then good base running at the end of that one, too, to score rather easily.
Yeah, base runner making up for his blunder there in the previous at-bat. Good aggressive running, knowing that the ball is going to first base. You're at third base. You have to assume that they're not going to get the out. You have to round the bag aggressively, and as you see it get by the first baseman, you're scoring. You're immediately scoring. You're scoring on that no matter what.
Score that one as an infield single on the bunt, but then an E1 on the throw that allowed that run to score. So second error of the inning here by the Hawks. Kennedy Cap will be the batter.
Expect the runner to be going here, and if you're the runner at third base, you got to read the throw.
Holding this time, though. Cap 0 for 2 today. But a good RBI opportunity here. This time runner is going from first. And again, they'll throw short.
Not the most gracious slide to second base, but he's having fun out there.
Cooper not pulling the infield in here. A little surprising in this spot.
Yeah, one-run game.
And it's lined out to center. Girding, tracking it. He'll make the catch, but it'll be deep enough to score a run. And that throw coming to the middle. Runner going from second to third, and then it sailed into left field. And another run will score on the play as Asen comes in to score. So give a sac fly to Cap. Schneider scoring on that, and then an errant throw. E2 will get him over to around to score.
Probably one of the harder hit balls we've seen all day. Good read by the center fielder here. Gets it in. Knows he's not going to be able to throw him out at home, but he's expecting somebody to cut the ball up at the mound. He doesn't. The run scores. Rough throw by the catcher to force to third base. Good aggressive base running all around the board there for Park Center. Columbia Heights. Maranatha, right?
Bratch fouling that one, and that hurt the catcher. Giroux is it? Not sure where it caught him, but he is not feeling the greatest at the moment here.
Coach says he's a catcher. He's going to be all right.
It's hard to tell if it got him in the thigh or...
Catch his arm, his forearm maybe?
Yeah, I couldn't tell for sure.
Looked like a foul ball caught him in the forearm. Take a couple pitches, or is he just going to go right at it?
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
Catch in the glove arm, right? Maybe a little mark, he'll be all right.
Bratch a rip and a miss here. So base is empty for the first time in a while, but they've put 3 runs across to reestablish a lead here. Ooh, and he drives this one well out to right field, and that one is deep and over the head. Bratch will have at least 2, and he will hang on there with a double. So stroke that one well to right field. Actually not too badly played out there. But Gullickson did all he could, got to it and hit the cutoff man and kept him to 2.
Yeah, Gullickson's a little frustrated he didn't catch that ball, but that ends up being a really good play. I mean, almost more likely than not, the runner will get, especially with a runner with that type of speed, a ball hit to the right field over the right fielder's head, he's going to third base. But ball popped straight up, he threw it straight into the cutoff and kept him at second base.
Of course, Shane, the batter here, takes a strike. He had a line out and then a walk in his first 2 times up. Missed with that one. So Cooper having some struggles in the field this inning, not helping Vedder's cause. In fact, one of them was by him on a low throw to first. And this one knocked through the left side, and that may score another run. Bratch running hard and will score easily. So, of course, Shane delivering a base hit, and that'll make it 6-2. Did a good job just putting the ball on the ground hard. And Bratch did a good job. I mean, he was looking like a runner who intended to score on anything hit to the through the infield there, and he did a good job. Not even, I mean, there wasn't even a hint of a chance to throw at him there because he was running hard all the way.
Good smart base running. Starts with a good secondary lead, knowing they're not going to throw behind you at second base. So you get that good secondary lead, and ball hit to the outfield, you score easily.
Johnson, the batter here. Walked with the bases full to get an RBI last time around after lining out to third. And this will be a line drive into left field for another hit. Of course, Shane will check in at second. So some of these balls that weren't finding grass earlier now are a little bit more. And obviously the defensive struggles in the inning haven't helped Vedder's cause either, but they've now batted around as Gavin Jessen will be the hitter for PCM, and now conference time, or perhaps Vedder will be lifted this time. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like they're asking for the baseball this time around, so we are going to have a pitching change for Cooper. I think Coach, telling Vedder that by and large you did your job. We had some lapses here and there, and got some people out, but we're going to see a change for the Hawks, so we will take a timeout. Park Center, Columbia Heights, Maranatha leading at 6-2 here in the bottom of the 4th, and we'll be right back here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Wyatt Dean, the righty, the new pitcher for Cooper as he moves over from shortstop. Gavin Jessen is the batter. Runners at first and second. And 2 outs here for the Pirates. But they have broken this one open to lead at 6-2 with 4 runs in this inning so far. And you see the former pitcher Vedder now at third base. Popped up, should be playable here, and no. Not able to squeeze it as Giroux.
That's a tough play, And it takes reps, but really you want to turn your back to the infield as soon as you can. Track that, but that ball wasn't hit high enough for him to actually have that amount of time to make that happen.
Yeah, it was interesting because it did look like he located it pretty well. That's the first hurdle for the catcher, just to find out where the heck the ball was, or where it went. But so Jessen, sigh of relief. Those are the kind when you're the hitter, you're like, thank you, thank you, because you think you
staying
popped
alive.
Up.
Yep. Now you want to make the most of it.
That one is a strike. Just seen, a handful of pitches, but you feel like Dean is a little more of a traditional looking pitcher than Vetter, really off speed heavy. Rip and a miss. And that should be the third. Yeah, I was thinking, I was second guessing myself for a moment there because nobody seemed sure. But a big 4-run inning here for PCM as they take the lead back. 6-2 Pirates here as we go to inning number 5.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And we head to inning number 5, and the third pitcher of the game getting set to work here for the Pirates is Grant Iverson, who we saw warming up last inning, stepping in. And it's only warm-ups, but at a quick glance, he looks like he has a pretty good arm, throwing pretty hard. Nice breaking ball as well. So Cooper getting a look at the third different pitcher that they will see.
Yeah, it looks like he has at least 2 or 3 different pitches. He throws a nice fastball with a couple different breaking balls, one that's a little slow and then one that's more of a looping breaking ball. So be adjustment here for these Cooper hitters.
2, 3, 4 spots coming up in the order here for the Hawks. Owen Vetter will lead it off, who is now at third base after pitching the first portion of the game.
So much faith in the bat. It's how the kids these days, they get so vested in their bats, and it's still all you gotta do is put the barrel of the bat on the ball and let the bat do the work.
Taken for ball 1. Vetter at a walk his first time up. And then a fielder's choice, the second, where the lead runner got hung up between second and third. Takes that one for a strike. And softly hit, but it'll be down for a base hit just inside the line there down right field, and Vetter puts it in play and gets himself a leadoff single here in the 5th. And Wyatt Dean will be the batter.
Yeah, I don't want to say that was a defensive swing because that was on the outside part of the plate, but way behind it, still puts a good, solid barrel on the ball, and it gets over the first baseman's head and starts the inning off with a leadoff single.
There's a strike, and sometimes the guy, throws a little harder like this. You don't have to, he kind of does the work for you a little bit with that ball. Didn't hit it real hard, but that one's low and away.
Yeah, the harder they throw, the further the ball can go. So
breaking ball there, missed. That was one of those where I think even Dean maybe thought it was going to be called a strike.
Good pitch just outside the part of the plate. Missed the sign apparently.
Fastball over for a strike there. Little tapper, and it is fair. Oh, my. Cap letting that one go. He could have scooped it up in foul ground. Instead, he waited, and it came back fair.
Yeah, definitely went fair, foul, fair, and it worked out. Oh, there's no argument here. That was a fair ball.
I think the question is, did the ball hit the batter's foot? They're checking with the base umpire. So.
Look at that, right on the line. Line driving the books.
Little 4-footer there. And the ball never went far enough foul that Cap felt comfortable grabbing it, I think.
Yeah, it was just outside the line, but spin kept it back in.
And this one will get to the backstop. Wild pitch will move the runners up. Arlo Meyer is the hitter now with runners at second and third. Now, yeah, it's 6-2, but here we go. We got 2 in scoring position and nobody out. Cooper is very much still in this one. Meyer reached on an error last time up.
It's good, crisp breaking ball, hard to pick up. Comes in with a little speed, change it up with your fastball, and good arsenal.
There's a strike.
Nice job by the catcher there to stick that ball, go get it, and keep it in that strike zone. Don't let the umpire make a tough decision to call that a ball. Sell him on a strike.
Low and away with that one. And a rip and a miss. Gets away, though. And they'll have to throw to first for the out. Good job not panicking by Cap there as you look to the runner's back and then threw him out. So 1 gone, and Gullickson will be the hitter here for Cooper.
Yeah, good composure there by Cap to understand the situation. He dropped the ball. Runner on third. Just got to throw a good, strong throw on first base. Not aggressive base run here by Cooper. That kind of play you want to put a little pressure on the catcher and make him be more aware of you at third base.
Down to second. They'll take the out at first. A run will score, but with this 4-run lead, they'll trade the out for the run. So make it 6-3 now. Runner at third and 2 gone for the Hawks as Gullickson will get an RBI for that ground out, and Chris Giroux will be the batter. I kind of say nicely done on both parts there. I mean, you get the RBI, which you want, but if you're Park Center, Columbia Heights, Maranatha, you take that out.
Yep, you take that out every time. This part of the game, you're kind of counting outs. You'll trade a run for an out there.
Giroux's been a tough out so far, a couple of singles, and this one they were a little unsure, but Asen will be able to make the play unassisted. So the Hawks do get a run, 1 run on a couple of base hits. And they leave 1 here in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom half of 5. It's 6-3 PCM.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. Wyatt Dean still on the hill here for Cooper as he came on in relief in the bottom of the 4th. Helped them get out of trouble, but PCM did score 4 in that inning to go ahead at the time 6-2. Cooper got 1 in the top half of this inning to pull back within 6-3. Pirates bottom part of the order coming up here is the 8-9-1 slots will bat. And here's where if you're Cooper, you say, let's keep them here. Give ourselves a chance. We got 2 more at bats.
Yep, you want to keep this game close. Keep yourself in the game. Don't let it get out of hand, because if Park Center puts up 3-4 runs, your morale kind of goes down, and then you're running out of time in the game.
It's been an interesting game, man. A lot of eventful innings, and some of them the pitchers have gotten out of trouble, and then the last time around it was kind of the other way, where the offensive team did succeed in getting some guys home. Evan flied to center, and then last time reached on an error that went through the third baseman's legs. Cut and a miss there.
Hey, watch ball hit back. Let's go. Here we go, 7. Let's go. Watch ball hit back. Find some green, kids. Give it a ride.
And hits this one hard, past short and into left field for a hit. Solidly hit ball to begin the 5th.
Keep us going, Zay. What do you think?
Yeah, good lead off that bat there. Put that ball right in between the left side of the infield and solidly hit easily out to left field. Gets down to first base.
And some of these, little ground ball hits and stuff, you take them, but you feel better about that one, don't you? I mean, because he really turned on that, hit the ball solid.
Yeah, that's good hitting there. It's where you just got to keep that ball keep it deep in your stance, drive it, put the barrel on the ball.
Ooh, and this one glanced off his helmet. Knutson will be aboard on the hit by pitch. He kind of was nonchalant. He didn't seem very afraid of that ball, but it clipped right off the side of his helmet.
Caught the catcher, too. I don't know if the ball or the bat. I think the ball did. Caught him on the side of the helmet.
We had a foul ball go off of Drew earlier, and this time the hit by pitch, I think it caught them both.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's not as much padding on the side of those catcher's helmets. It's more just that plastic structure, but on the front there's a little padding. There is some padding, but it catches you off guard when you turn your head.
So Schneider will be the hitter. 2 on, nobody out here for PCM.
For the Pirates, center fielder, Nolan Schneider.
Nobody ever said being a catcher was easy. It can be painful. The fun part is you're involved basically on every pitch of the game. Schneider's been good today, 3 for 3. And make it 4 for 4 as he drives that one past first baseman. They're going to wave the runner home. Throw cut off. And scoring easily as Gothal's on the play, and Knutson all the way around to third as well. So an RBI single for Schneider there.
Next up for center, first baseman, Adam.
Make it 7 to 3, and Asen will be the hitter. Hits this ball hard. Really got on to Alvarez in a hurry. I feel no shame in calling that a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit all day. I'm surprised they had him in on the inside part of the base paths with runners on first and second with the top part of the order up. Sometimes you play him deeper to give him a better chance with the lefty up to give him a little more chance to field those kind of balls, but ball hit hard, gets under his glove, it's a base hit. Big spot here for Park Center.
Runner going from first, they'll throw over to third, but well, we mentioned Nolan Schneider was 3 for 3, now 4 for 4. Adam Asen has a chance to match him. He's 3 for 3.
Yeah, top part of this lineup has done a really nice job getting on base.
Takes that one for a ball. So 1 run already in. They're up 7 to 3, and they've got a golden opportunity to add more here with 2 in scoring position, nobody out in the heart of the order coming up. Tapper to first. They'll get the out there. A run will score, though. So the lead runner, Knutson, is in. So Asen not able to get a hit, but he will get an RBI out of it. So 1 gone, and Cap will hit. Now 8 to 3. Cap had a sacrifice fly last time up. Takes that one up high for a ball. And up out of the zone again, 2-0. Ooh, and this one hit him. Caught him on the shoulder. Well, second hit by pitch of the inning. Bo Bratch will be the batter.
Third baseman, number 11, Bo Bratch.
And look as he turned and took that one on the shoulder. Cap was asking, are you going to run for me? And it looks like they said no. Bratch doubled to deep right last time. Runner is going from first. This time the throw goes into center field. Another run will score. Nobody covering, and Cap around to third. So make it 9-3 now, and Cap advancing as Cooper nobody was sure what was going to happen on that one, it looked like, and they nobody covered and they threw through anyway. So 9-3 now, and a runner at third. Bratch drives it to deep right again, and this one is going to get in. It was almost the same spot. This time he wants three. He is going to dig for third, and the throw across is way high and wide, and it'll go out of play, and Bratch will score. A triple and then a throwing error. And two more runs in.
Yeah, the difference in that one compared to the previous one, the previous one was higher, hit in the air, and it kind of bounced straight up, and the right fielder was able to get it and throw it in earlier. That one had a little more pop behind it, more of a line drive, and it kind of did a couple hops just short of the fence and gives him a chance to run down to third base and force that strong throw. You see, it gets over the right fielder's head, and it kind of keeps going over his head, so he knows he has a good chance to go to third base. He does. Forces a strong throw from the second baseman cutoff. Goes over the third baseman's head. Easily comes in to score that.
Yeah, that one was one where I think a better idea would have been to hang on to it there. He wasn't going to have much of a chance at him by then. So pitching change here for Cooper as Wyatt Dean will be lifted, and it looks like Gullickson may be the new pitcher coming. It's 11-3 PCM here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll be right back to Park Center High School.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all three of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Gullickson on to pitch now. Grant Iverson, the Park Center pitcher, getting his first at bat. And that one just a bit high and inside. Gullickson, a little bit harder thrower than the previous couple, and that one was high and tight. Not actually too tight, though. So Iverson batting in the number 5 spot. He replaced Kershane in the lineup when he came on the mound, and they chose not to re-enter him there. That's ball 2. Kershane had a line out, a walk, and then an RBI single. So Iverson, as we said, getting his first at bat. That one is over for a strike. That one just outside, so 3-1.
Not a bad miss. Pretty close to the plate there.
That's a strike. And there's ball 4 as Iverson able to work out a walk. Didn't miss by much, but Iverson is aboard. And Nevin Johnson will be the hitter. So had a line out, a bases loaded walk, and then a single. Obviously, we mentioned the top of the order has done a lot, but I mean, pretty much throughout their lineup, they've been getting on in some fashion or another here. And it took a while before they sort of broke it open.
Yeah, they have patience, and they've just started to be more aggressive on the base paths and steal some runs here and there. Put the pressure on Cooper.
Another one up high, throw down the first, and Iverson is back in. Gullickson may be struggling a little bit with his release point. They're telling him from the bench follow through a little bit better. He's leaving the fastballs up high. Throw over to first. Missed with that one, so 2-0.
Yeah, when he keeps it low, he's close, but up high, he has no chance. So he's gonna stay down towards the knees, get over to the plate here.
Squaring to bunt and takes for a strike. Johnson had to take all the way here. Throw back down to first. That one was a strike. High and inside and another walk. Johnson will work out a free pass here. So a couple aboard now, and Gavin Jessen be the hitter.
Left fielder Gavin Jessen.
Gavin, one of the few guys who hasn't reached yet, as he's had a fly out and then a couple of Ks. So I think they're giving him an opportunity to get one good feel-good at bat in here later too. Takes that one for a strike. Rip and a miss, and it's 0-2. Gullickson, as we said, has had location trouble, but not velocity trouble. He's got a good arm.
He throws hard, and he has he plays with the level of intensity that's you want to see out there on the mound. Once he gets his control down, he'll be tough to hit.
And that'll be a called third strike as Jessen down for the third time in a row. That's out number 2.
Next up for the Pirates.
And hitting here in the 8th spot will be Milai Sanders.
Yeah, that's when you want to go after. With 2 strikes on you, you got to try and put that ball in play. But when pitcher's throwing that hard, it's tough to make that decision.
So Sanders pinch hitting for Goethals here in the 8th spot. Big cut, but didn't get it.
Yeah, good aggressive swing there on that first pitch.
down to second. And they'll get out of the inning there as Sanders goes out 4-3. But it's a 5-run inning here for the Pirates. They break it open 11-3. PCM here after 5.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Park Center, Columbia Heights, Maranatha leading Cooper 11-3 as we head to the top half of inning number 6. The the Hawks will have the bottom third of the order coming up. Barry, Dautre, and Alvarado, the scheduled hitters. Third pitcher of the game to work for the Pirates here is Grant Iverson. Gave up a couple of hits and a run in the 5th, but overall pretty efficient looking. After he gave up a couple of hits, he got a strikeout, a ground out, and another ground out. Over for a strike. Barry, after striking out the first time up, had an RBI single in the 4th. And strike 2. And gets him on 3 pitches. Well, it's interesting, Drew, really, I think from a pure stuff standpoint, the third guy to come in for each team has looked the best.
Yeah, they both have good form out there on the mound, good composure, and they're throwing hard. He's got a good breaking ball. Went 1-2-3, breaking ball, and kept that one on the outside part of the plate for the strikeout there.
Dautre, the hitter here, had an RBI single last time up. Boy, that 4th inning, they scratched together some things with some little dribblers that were just hit in great spots that the Pirates couldn't make a play to get an out on. And at that time, they tied the game up at 2. That feels like a while ago now, though, because things kind of gotten away from them since. Cut and a miss there.
Yeah, it's a good slider. That ball falls off the plate, comes in with a good velocity, and it's hard to pick up, and it moves quite a bit.
Oof. Comes back high and inside with that fastball that got away. That one was one you were not going to let glance off your helmet like we saw a little bit ago. And swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. They'll have to throw to first. And we'll get the out. So back-to-back Ks to begin the inning here. And Alvarado will bat now for Cooper.
Nice composure there by the catcher to block that ball. Knew it was going to be a breaking ball in the dirt. Got the strike 3 call. Kept it close to him. Picks it up, makes a good strong throw down to the first baseman. Nice footwork there by the first baseman to use his left foot and give his catcher a good target to throw to.
Cut and a miss at another breaking ball there. Boy, Iverson has looked impressive so far here in the 6th. That one was the slower variety and it just missed. Still not a bad thing to kind of change the speed and the eye level with that. Cut and a miss.
Yeah, it's tough to pick up.
Thing is, he does have a good fastball too, so it really sets it up. Comes back again with that slower breaking ball that misses.
Sometimes you see umpires reward the pitcher for getting the batter to break out or to bail out that quickly, but that one was up in the zone.
Ooh, good job to lay off that one as it looked enticing, but it ended up being low. And that was outside. Alvarado will work out a walk. So he gets the back-to-back strikeouts, but then walks the number 9 hitter, and now the top of the order coming up with Girding. Ooh, nice stop by Cap there. That ball is well off the plate.
Let's go, Fiver. Hey, go, Matt. Attack up here, Grant. Attack. Let's go. Let's go, GI.
Good take there again as he tried to get him to chase. 2-0.
Let's go. Let's go up here, Fiver.
And now outside. So Iverson looked unbeatable on the first couple of hitters and now struggling a little bit. Walked the last hitter and in danger of doing the same to Girding.
Let's go, Grant. He goes GI 5.
And it will be a walk, and it also gets by Cap, but with this score and Alvarado not the fleetest, he's not going to take any chances out there. So Vetter will bat now with 2 on and 2 out.
Now we go at him, Grant. Let's go, Fiver.
Cap started to come out, and Iverson told him, no, we're good. I gotcha.
Don't make it complicated. Just keep throwing that breaking ball and find that zone. You're good. A lot of people think that's a balk, but it's almost impossible to balk to second base. The only way to balk to second base is if you start going towards home and then you throw to second base. But
1-0, and all of a sudden he can't throw a strike.
he's close though. It's not that he's like erratic and all over the place. He's just a little bit off the plate. Got to make minor adjustments.
There's a strike as Vetter swinging at one that I think would have been a strike anyway. Didn't have great timing on that swing. It didn't look very good. He was swinging with flat-footed. Rip and a miss again. Breaking ball stays up high there.
Let's go, Grant. Now we attack. Let's go. Women now, Grant. Here we go.
And that one is over for a called third strike as Iverson does end up striking out the side. Mixed in a couple of walks as well. No runs, no hits, and a couple left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still 11-3 Pirates.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
We head to the bottom half of inning number 6 here on CCX Sports. Park Center, Columbia Heights, Maranatha leading Cooper 11-3. New pitcher for the Hawks here is Rodney Ingram, who we've seen in there as a base runner earlier, will now take over on the mound here to begin the 6th inning. And I think we're going to see a pinch hitter as well for Pirates to begin the inning. It looks like Jose Garcia will bat here to start the 6th.
For the Pirates, number 33, Jose Garcia.
2 for 5 in his at-bats early this year, so a little taste of success. Now Ingram had some trouble throwing strikes in warm-up, so we'll see. And now it looks like, they're asking him to take off a wrist some kind of a wrist thing that could be deceptive to the hitter there. So. Ball one. And we're going to have a quick conference already here as Giroux coming out. A little bit low with that one, although much better looking pitch than the first one. 2-0.
Yeah, much better pitch there.
Big cut and a miss. 2-1.
Good aggressive hack on a 2-0 count. Just too high up in the zone for him to put the bat on the ball.
Laid off that one in a similar spot, so now 3-1.
Yeah, basically the same pitch, and at this point in the game, you want to be aggressive and hit the ball, but you don't want to chase pitches that you're not going to be able to get good contact on. And that was one of those ones, if he did get good contact, it would go, but so high up in the zone, you often pop that up.
Tap down to short. Throw on the run is wide, and Garcia will dig for second. And he will be in to lead off the sixth. So an E6 there. Not a super easy ball to handle, but Meyer's throw getting away, and Nolan Schneider will bat. All he's done so far is go 4 for 4.
Yeah, tough part of the lineup here to keep this game alive for Cooper. Trade batting gloves and elbow pad for sliding mitt. I like it. I like it. Swag.
Taken for a ball here by Nolan Schneider. That one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Just off the plate there, 2 balls and a strike. That one way up and out of the zone, so 3-1. Schneider, you know, good at bat here. I mean, yeah, you're already way ahead and you got 4 hits and all that, but you still want to have a good quality at bat.
It's all about good habits. We talk about it in practice all the time. You want to be treating practice like it's a game. You don't want to be putting yourself in a position where you're developing bad habits and chasing bad pitches.
Schneider will work out a walk here. And Asen will be the hitter now for the Pirates. He was 3 for 3 last time he grounded out, but he still drove in a run. So he's had really 4 pretty productive at-bats as well. Takes a strike there. Had a big cut but didn't get it, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, big aggressive swing there. Just didn't pick up the ball.
That went up and away. And that one is inside. They're going to throw down to second. Garcia was kind of off the bag a ways there, but the throw not quite on target enough to really put a scare into him. Just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Drives this one down the right field line, but foul. Another 2-2 coming here from Ingram. That one was up a little high. Ingram wanted that one, but it did appear to be just high. So 3-2 now to Asen.
Yeah, I left that one up in the zone a little off the plate. Not a tough call there for the umpire to push it to 3-2.
And a rip and a miss, and he gets the strikeout for out number one. Kennedy Cap will be the hitter. Good battle here, and this time it goes to the pitcher as Ingram gets the strikeout.
Let's go, Kenny. Hey, find some green out here. Here we go. Let's go, Kenny. In and out, Nathan. Let's go, Kenny.
Will pop up foul. Big cut and a miss. So Ingram working ahead here as after the first two guys reached, got the strikeout of Asen, and now trying to get Cap. Outside there, and good work by Giroux to get to that one. That one will get away, and the runners will move up. Giroux unable to find it.
So
and
here
comes Garcia all the way around to score. Just could not locate it. And that'll make it 12-3. You don't see too many two-base wild pitches, but just wasn't able to pick it up. Didn't know where it was.
That's a tough play. On those, it's all comes with practice and coaching, and you got to rely on your one person. Usually it's the pitcher that's got to point at that ball wherever it is. He was looking over towards his bench, went to the pitcher, to the bench. He just couldn't find it. It was way behind on the backstop. So he looks over to the pitcher. He looks to the bench. Somebody tell me where it is. It's all happening so fast when you're in that position. Nope.
And this one lifted out to left field, left center, and the catch made by Girding, the tag, and this one is going to win the game with a sacrifice fly as Cap will drive in the game-winning run. Schneider tagging from third, and we will end on the 10-run rule as Park Center Columbia Heights Maranatha gets a couple of runs here in the bottom of the sixth to close this one out. So an entertaining ball game here today, and the Pirates will go to 3-1 with the win. They've got a busy rest of the week as well here, as they'll be playing St. Anthony Wednesday, Spring Lake Park Thursday, and Richfield on Friday. And meanwhile for the Hawks, they are at Fridley on Wednesday, and they host St. Anthony on Friday. Thanks so much for joining us for high school baseball here on CCX. For Drew Keogh and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. There's your final in 6, 13-3 PCM.